Screw this movie. This movie is horrendous. I thought that Shark Tale was bad. No, I thought that Home was bad. But this? I don't even want to call it a film. The Boss Baby has to be one of the worst comedies, no, the worst films that I have ever seen. To even call it a comedy makes me feel...
Hey, Kilimanjaro, can you cool your jets for a minute and review the damn movie?
Calm down? Calm down. Have you seen the movie?
You know I have. I'm the one that recommended it to you.
Thanks for that, by the way, Summer.
Hey, we made a deal. You asked me to make this the best review that it could be.
I meant the High Guardian Spice video.
You said, and I quote, make review 200 the best it could possibly be. You of all people should know that you have to be very specific with fairies.
It's the Boss Baby!
Yes, the Academy-nominated masterpiece, I know.
Academy nominated?
For the best animated feature of 2017. It's obvious that someone somewhere cares about this.
Yes, thank you for reminding me. I can believe the Shark Tale. Barely, but the Boss Baby? The Boss Baby, Academy nominated. I don't believe it. Excuse me for a moment.
Look, you're the one who pooped in the peanut barrel, so cool your jets and review the damn film, respectfully. Or, are you not as desperate to prove to people that you're not that whiny internet troll from 2014 as I know you are?
I need a soda.
We have a schedule to meet!
And we can meet it later. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Glad you can join us today. I'm guessing that you're expecting a review, but what can anyone even say about Boss Baby anyway? Oh, I'm sorry. The title is The Boss Baby, DreamWorks' magnum opus. This is one of those films that people have known to avoid the second that it was conceived. No pun intended. If there's anything at all that you know or care about it, it's one piece of relevance. The Boss Baby is a shining example of how poorly the Academy thinks of animation. Before you know about the plot, the characters, the actors, you know that The Boss Baby was nominated for Best Animated Picture of 2017. And if that doesn't sound bad to you, it's not like 2017 was a weak year for animation. The Academy also did nominate Ferdinand, which was whatever, but the other three candidates were what most people would call more award-worthy. Coco won, which was at least a predictable move, being not just a Pixar film, but one of the most beloved Pixar films of all time. The other two animated films nominated in the Boss Baby year was The Breadwinner and Loving Vincent. The former is an Irish film about an 11-year-old girl living in Taliban-controlled Afghanistan. Meanwhile, Loving Vincent is a biographical piece about Vincent van Gogh, done completely in the style of his oil paintings. Both of them are fantastic films, and I think that we all know that if these two weren't animated, they would have won all of the awards. This is the kind of stuff that the Academy goes gaga for. I shouldn't say gaga in this review, should I? The Boss Baby wasn't even DreamWorks' only film released in 2017. They also had the Captain Underpants movie, which was not nominated. And while I couldn't say it wouldn't have been weird and funny for the Academy to have nominated the Captain Underpants movie, considering the alternative, I mean, at least the Captain Underpants movie was a good movie, right? I have seen The Boss Baby, and I got the therapy bills to prove it. I guess the concept of the film might sound cute to someone, or maybe they confused it with Storks, another movie about a fantasy version of where babies come from. In all honesty, the two films are not too far off, except this time, instead of a magical factory, babies come from a corporate office, filled with bureaucratic babies, creating babies for profit, I'm assuming.
You've got mail.
Mail? From who?
Baby Core.
You're hysterical. I'm not answering that.
My Googles is me name.
Okay, fine, I'll answer that. What do you want?
Are you, John Enter?
Yeah. Aren't you a little young to be a mail carrier?
Yes, I am. Because I'm not.
Kid, I'm not in the mood for pranks right now.
My name's not Kid, it's Scarlet. And I'm your order from Baby Core.
1, you're like 7.
8, your order was delayed.
2, I didn't order anything. I especially didn't order a kid.
That's not what my adoption paper says.
It's legit. Trust me, I know contracts.
You gotta be kidding me. I didn't sign anything.
Of course you didn't. Someone wrote the submission for you.
Who the hell would have done that?
I don't know. Who'd want to mess with you?
I haven't a clue. Except these papers say that she was ordered 9 years ago.
Okay, that narrows it down. Who did you piss off 9 years ago?
Oh my fucking god.
Check him out, you're gonna see. He's the Mega Mac Daddy of ecology.
I think it was Ted Turner.
Who?
Ted Turner, the Captain Planet guy. He's never forgiven me after I called out his hypocrisy of complaining about overpopulation when he has 5 kids of his own.
Maybe don't piss off billionaires?
Oh, then you are not going to like hearing about what I did to Elon Musk's shoes last Wednesday.
Nice place you got here. Holy shit, that's a fairy!
How did you get in my house?
I like her.
Look, I don't care where you go, but you can't stay here. I don't add random characters to my review show.
Right.
Review show?
Yeah, he reviews cartoons for a living.
That sounds awesome!
Look, kid, it's not all it's cracked up to be. I review bad cartoons. And today, we're doing one of the worst of the worst. The Boss Baby.
Oh hey, I love that movie.
Hello, Babycore? The child that you sent me is defective. I'd like to file for a return. What do you mean that my warranty is expired? Yes, I'll hold.
He gets like that often, doesn't he?
Way too often. It's just a movie.
And a good movie, too.
You've seen The Boss Baby.
I'll admit, it's been a while, hold on, let me count. 1, 2, 3 or 4 years. But I do remember liking it. I know that it definitely made waves on the internet, and not for the best reasons. A lot of people took one look and said it's a really ridiculous premise, and dunked on the movie. They called it confusing, odd, and just ridiculous idea to begin with. It stars a baby played by Alec Baldwin, basically acting like, well, Alec Baldwin on a daily basis.
Put that cookie down. Cookies are for closers.
He plays the Boss Baby, with the same kind of seriousness that he puts into any other roles. But ridiculousness is what DreamWorks does best. Their most famous film of all time is about an ogre finding love. My favorite DreamWorks film series is just as ridiculous. How many people thought that Jack Black as a panda would have been just as ridiculous as a baby wearing a suit and a tie trying to save the world?
You seem to know a thing or two about animation.
Literally the only thing I've done for the past 8 years is watch cartoons.
Look, I know that I generally don't ask you for help, but I'm really, really desperate right now. I can't handle a kid.
I can't begin to tell you how disappointed I am.
Look, do you know how this girl got here?
Boys and girls have different parts, right?
No, Dad, that's not how this works. I've been over this. Ted Turner is fucking with me.
You were drunk.
I don't drink, you know that.
Maybe you haven't grown up as much as I'd thought.
Who else can I call?
Ring, 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 banana phone.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm in a bit of a situation right now. It's kind of hard to explain.
You insulted a billionaire, and he adopted you a daughter that you don't think you can handle.
How did you...
Mark Zuckerberg, correct?
No, it was Ted Turner.
Damn it, I have lost the bet.
Just tell me what to do.
How the hell should I know? I'm not a parent.
I'm not either. Can you handle this?
What kind of terrible piece of shit tries to pawn off their daughter? Look, you got yourself into this mess.
I didn't. Ted Turner did.
And is Ted Turner going to get you out of this mess?
No, I don't suppose Ted Turner is.
Look, I'll have to call you back. We're breaking up.
Where are you anyway?
Nowhere important.
My little pony, my little pony.
You'll do absolutely fine. You've got the manual after all.
What do you mean the manual?
The manual that every other parent gets when they get a kid.
I didn't get any fucking manual.
Good. Then you're exactly as prepared as every other parent on the planet.
Did you figure out what to do about the...
Yep, she is your reviewing partner.
My what now?
She knows more about animation than you, and she's not a bleeding heart about it.
Look, I'm busy right now. We'll have to deal with this later.
Alright, fine. I guess she'll just have to review the film on her own. Oh, that should work out oh so well.
It's only rated PG. Why would she need me to watch it with her?
Wow, there are a lot more butts in this movie than I remember.
Fine, I will watch the movie with her.
Hello? Hello? He hung up. I don't know who that guy was, but he sure sounds like a dick to me.
I don't remember this at all. Is this a director's cut or something?
Nope. This is the one that did it. This is the movie that drove me insane, and all of its original theatrical glory.
It can't be that bad.
I call it an animated atrocity for a reason.
Atrocity? Really? It's just a movie. If we want to talk about atrocities, we could probably just put on the news.
You know what? That doesn't sound like a bad idea.
And today's story, a local YouTuber complained that the Pixar film Turning Red didn't have any references to September 11th.
Wow, I wonder who the dumbass who did that is.
On second thought, let's watch The Boss Baby.
Finally! What was that for? Why'd you pause it?
Do you know what an arbalist is?
No?
Good. Go find me an arbalist. I need one.
Why do you need an arrow base?
Because potatoes, okay?
Whatever.
That's the Shrek generation for you. Alright, without any exaggeration or pretense, I'll say, The Boss Baby isn't actually the worst movie that I have ever seen, when it's not being the worst thing that I've ever seen. The movie actually has a lot of positive qualities, which surprises literally everyone that I tell. But this movie does have one consistent problem that very few other animated films have. Like, it's not just this movie occasionally shows a butt. This movie has a lot of humor involving nudity, of minor characters. A lot of animated movies these days have naked baby humor. Bad movies like Brave, good movies like Inside Out. I don't know why they do. I'm sure that the conspiracy-minded among us have their theories, but I'm just going to go out and say, I don't know. However, even taking the landscape of children's films into account right now, The Boss Baby goes above and beyond in this department. It's almost structured like a horror film. Things are going well for a while, and then you get jump scared by Alec Baldwin's ass. And it's not just the Boss Baby who gets in on this nudity humor. There is one joke where the parents take pictures of Tim, who is 7 years old, in a bathtub, and it's like, you could go to jail for doing that. Speaking of director's cuts, there really should be one for this movie, because most of these moments are literally pointless. As in, you can cut them out of the film, and it won't affect the plot structure whatsoever. With the exception of, this one.
I want you to suck it.
You suck it.
No, it's for you to suck.
Ugh, I'm not sucking that.
Suck it.
I don't know where it's been.
This is very wrong. I'm not accusing anything on the part of the people who made this film. They probably thought it was just funny or something. But I had other people also watch this film in preparation of this review, and no, they haven't forgiven me yet, but I'm not alone in this. It's the kind of thing that makes you feel dirty for watching it, and even worse for praising the actual good parts. Because, like, there are good aspects to this film, but there is something fundamentally wrong when you say, you know, about a kid's film. It wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't for all the nudity. For parents in the audience, if you've got a kid begging you to watch The Boss Baby, like apparently I do now, this is a PG that earns its rating. Make sure you're quick on that fast forward button.
6.5 hours later.
I got your alabasta. Can we watch the movie now?
That's an abacus.
I don't even know what either one of those things are. I'm only 8.
Never mind. Let's just get this thing over with.
I heard you from the other room, you know.
You did?
I specifically heard that you like some of this movie. So come on, what'd you like about Boss Baby?
Alright, you win. Let's talk about the fantasy sequences. For a lot of this film, we've got these very unique, highly stylized set pieces. For the first 5 or so minutes of the film, I was actually ready to start considering this an underrated gem. We see Tim in the jungle, an astronaut, his parents get to be superheroes. And this kind of stuff never really goes away throughout all the rest of the movie. They always use a different art style, and they're incredibly effective. Some of the art direction, in general, is extremely good. Like, look at the composition here, and remind yourself, someone working on The Boss Baby decided to make it look like that.
See, if someone working on Boss Baby can try, why can't someone reviewing on Boss Baby try?
Well, because most of the movie isn't like this. After those 5 minutes are up, we get to go to Baby Core.
Baby Core.
They say Baby Core in the movie.
Welcome to Baby Core.
Core is spelled C-O-R-P-S, therefore it's corp.
See? You can nitpick too.
Shut up!
It's not like you need to nitpick this film anyway. The stylized segments are animated wonderfully. However, when the movie isn't in one of these stylized sequences, you're left with characters that look very off. I've said it before that DreamWorks can't really animate humans.
That's not true. They look great in How to Train Your Dragon, and Megamind, and even alright in Shrek.
As opposed to Monsters vs. Aliens, B-Movie, Over the Hedge, and well, this. I do appreciate DreamWorks being more experimental with their styles than Disney. However, that comes with the consequence of some of the styles failing and failing hard. And the Boss Baby just looks off.
The baby characters look fine, don't they?
Yeah, the problem is everyone else, including Tim, who is our main character. It's like they tried really, really hard to get the babies looking fine, and then they decided to use the same proportions for the adults and kids, which gives the entire movie a sort of uncanny feeling.
But you get used to it after a while, which is more than I can say for Shark Tale or Monsters vs. Aliens, which will look way worse and more painful the longer you look at it.
That's no defense at all. You can get used to concussions eventually.
That's the Lion King generation for you. Everything's gotta be perfect. Beauty's only skin deep. There's a lot of old CGI films that look way worse than this but are still good. Ants, Toy Story 1 and 2, Meet the Robinsons.
All of those movies make sense though. The Boss Baby makes no sense whatsoever.
What do you mean?
So, the movie's reality is its second biggest problem. This film does a very poor job of establishing the rules of its world. It's from Tim's perspective, obviously, but what that means to the film is vague, nebulous, and contradictory. We do have these highly stylized moments, which are clearly from Tim's fantasy. But outside of the fantasy, the baby is still wearing a suit, and he's talking to his alarm clock. Not to mention, at the end of the film, reality completely breaks down. One of Tim's fantasies at the start is seeing his parents launch a rocket, as their job is quote-unquote launching products. It's clearly exaggerated fiction from a child's perspective. But towards the end of the film, Tim is trying to stop literally that from happening.
It's not the weirdest thing for a film to do. Tim is a kid with an overactive imagination, and the movie is clearly from his point of view. He's an unreliable narrator.
I'd agree with you, except we have this one random scene, the only scene in the entire movie, that is clearly from the parents' point of view.
Which shows that the rest of the movie is exaggerated.
But the baby is still in the suit, something we even get confirmation that the parents can see.
Well, at the end of the film, spoilers by the way, we see that Tim is telling the story to his daughter.
But her little sister is also wearing a Boss Baby suit.
She seems really familiar.
I could accept this whole movie being some kind of dream or a story or whatever, because when you get down to it, the problem is not the concept. The problem is the plot. The Boss Baby, at its heart, is about a kid dealing with the jealousy of a new baby coming into his life. For the record, this is probably my least favorite plot type in general because it just makes everyone unlikable.
Oh, come on! How bad could it be? Oh, crap baskets.
Yeah, our main character just tried to launch a baby into traffic. Our heroes, ladies and gentlemen.
To be fair, Alec Baldwin is one freaky baby.
Yeah, and that's another problem. Why is Alec Baldwin one freaky baby?
He's Alec Baldwin.
Why is he so intimidating towards Tim? So, the plot of this movie, what I could gather anyway, is that Puppy Co. is making a new breed of dogs. Ones that will stay puppies forever. And the Boss Baby has been sent to Earth to stop this abomination of nature. What does he get from being mean to Tim? How does that help him in any way whatsoever?
I take it as Tim is just telling his story as he goes, like a kid would. It's not about where we're going or where we've been. It's where we're at.
That's all fine and good, but this is not a story that a kid is telling. This is a movie. And even if that movie is a dream or a botched retelling, there has to be some kind of narrative through line, or else it just doesn't make any sense.
A movie doesn't have to make sense to be good, you know. You've seen B-Movie, right?
Oh my god, she likes the B-Movie. I've been a parent for 2 hours, and I've already failed miserably.
Why do I feel like whacking you upside the head with a walking stick?
Do it. I'd rather be unconscious on the floor than suffering through this mess of a film.
Okay, maybe the plot's a little bit bad. But some of the jokes work. Like this one.
Stacy, read back the notes.
I can't read. What's it say?
You laughed, I saw it. I guess you're not as a big grump as Summer says.
And now I am adding bug spray to my shopping list.
Admit it, this film can be funny.
Okay, so the comedy. When this film isn't literally the worst comedy that I've ever seen, it can actually be good at getting a laugh.
I'm on a mission from above.
Are you the baby Jesus?
Yes, I'm the baby Jesus.
Happy birthday!
It's a very bizarre film. Like, there are definitely really good jokes buried in this film. In one scene, we get this character in a dog mascot costume who just ominously stares at our characters, and that does crack me up every single time. And the random mousetrap reference immediately afterwards isn't so bad, actually. It's just, when the film bombs, it bombs harder than every other comedy that I have ever seen. Like, Adam Sandler is breathing a sigh of relief at some of these gags, that he didn't write something so abominable. This movie has the worst joke, the second worst joke, and the fourth worst joke that I've ever come across.
What's the third worst joke you've come across?
My life.
You are a sad, strange little man, and you have my pity.
The Boss Baby is at its best when you're sending random out-of-context clips to other people. Like, the best scene in the entire film is the one with all of the Elvis impersonators.
Elvises?
Okay, so the Boss Baby and Tim need to get to Las Vegas. So they board a plane by impersonating Elvis impersonators. Like, this scene is so ridiculous and all over the place that I just can't help but love it. However, let's put it in context. First, we gotta meet the villain of the film. Super, colossal, big, fat Boss Baby. Or as he's known to mortal men, Steve Buscemi.
How bad could the scene really be?
Surprise! A baby core binky.
You? Except older and wrinklier.
You think God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created?
This is where we learn of Puppy Co's big plan. We also learn that super, colossal, big, fat Boss Baby.
SCBFBB.
Yes, him. He got kicked out of baby heaven because he became lactose intolerant and he couldn't drink the fountain of youth milk. Which doesn't make any sense at all, in any context, because at the end of the film, he falls into the milk, drinks it, and becomes a baby again. I'm gonna be frank here. This is the stupidest movie that I've ever seen in my life.
Wait, this part doesn't tug at your heartstrings?
I would have gone to my parents if I didn't have to go back for you.
What? I wish I'd never met you.
I wish you'd never been born. Where are you going?
You can't be serious, right? The Boss Baby. The Boss Baby has an Act 2 breakup. What is wrong with cinema?
Act 2 breakup?
Alright, so the act breakup. I've actually been complaining about this a lot because it's a cliche that has become so ubiquitous that it feels like it's in every single film ever, for no reason. Because it never improves the film ever, and once you notice it, you might never enjoy a film again.
Right.
It's also sometimes called the plot-mandated friendship failure, because as we're getting close to the end of the film, all our main characters suddenly decide they don't like each other anymore, and it usually happens at the drop of a hat. It's usually because of some kind of misunderstanding or a lie revealed. It is always a forced way to add tension, because it's usually resolved just before the end, or in worst cases, 5 minutes later.
Can't be that bad.
I can name 50 off the top of my head.
Oh? Well, we'll see about that. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the internet's favorite game show. What I'm doing is wrong. I know it's wrong, but I'm going to do it anyway! Today's contestant is Mr. Enter, and he has claimed that he can name 50 movies with an Act 2 breakup.
I wasn't being that serious. We don't need to make a big spectacle out of this.
Well, I am. They could be for adults, kids, or otherwise. Name 50 movies where the character ends their partnership or friendship towards the end of the movie, only to get back together at the end. Begin! Oh, and spoiler alert, by the way. Even though a lot of these movies are really old. And by the way, if you're watching Mr. Enter videos, why wouldn't you want spoilers? I mean, huge spoilers happen.
Okay, fine then. You asked for this. 50 right off the block. Zootopia, Aladdin, The Bad Guys, A Bug's Life, The My Little Pony movie, The Simpsons movie, Shrek, Turning Red, Wreck-It Ralph, Moana, Max Keeble's Big Move, Over the Hedge, Brother Bear 2, Trolls 2, Elemental, Hercules, Mulan, Mulan 2, Toy Story 4, Lion King 2, Lion King 1.5, La La Land, Lilo and Stitch, Lady and the Tramp, Bolt, A Goofy Movie, Meet the Robinsons, Legally Blonde, Finding Nemo, Finding Dory, Thomas the Tank Engine, Soda the Lost Legend.
I like trains.
Finding Forrester,
You're the man now, dog.
The Emperor's New Groove, Madagascar, Madagascar 2, Madagascar 3, Sailor Moon R, Back to the Future 3, Magical Gift of the Snowman, Inside Out, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Roderick Rules, Diary of a Wimpy Kid 3, Coco, Strange World, Three Musketeers, Hoodwink 2, Megamind, and The Boss Baby.
Congratulations! You win!
Awesome! What do I get?
The knowledge that you wasted literally everyone's time on a tangent! Again.
Fuck.
Hey, what's your fucking language? This is a fucking family show! You knew what you were doing, you knew it was wrong, and you did it anyway! Which means, you win the prize!
Prize? What prize?
The contestant has won a genuine, one-of-a-kind, door-opening can opener.
Yeah, that scans.
Okay, you've made your point.
For the first time in his life.
Okay, it's overdone, but you gotta admit, they do it really cool here.
How?
Listen to this soundtrack.
Is that fucking Hans Zimmer?
Please, you think that's good? Not even the best song on the OST. This one is.
One. What's it called?
According to YouTube, it's called Upsies. I need Upsies.
The fuck? Why does it sound so good?
Because Hans Zimmer is a goddamn legend.
But it's the Boss Baby. Why? You wrote the Lion King soundtrack. Why are you putting the same amount of effort on the Boss Baby that you've done for the Lion King?
Oh, I think that's the lesson of the review.
That's a little surface level, don't you think?
All I know is that someone out there was willing to try their heart out on the Boss Baby, and I don't know why you can't.
Because it's crap.
That's not what you said earlier. You said this movie has some good parts. This can't be the worst film that you've ever seen in your life.
That's kind of the problem. When your job is to watch bad animation after bad animation, it kind of kills your passion eventually. You start noticing these cliches and terrible trends that infest even good movies, and before you know it, it becomes harder and harder to enjoy anything.
Maybe you're just being too harsh.
Okay, kid.
Scarlet. My name is Scarlet.
Alright, Scarlet. If you know how this works so well, why don't you do my job for me? You like this film. Tell them all why it's so great.
I, actually never seen this movie before in my life.
Would you excuse me for a moment? So, all of this was for nothing.
No, I actually remember the movie I did see, though.
Uh-huh, I'm sure.
No, really, you do positive reviews, right?
Sometimes.
Well, I want to take you up on an offer. I want to do an admirable animation. Trust me, this movie's going to be something special.
I'm not letting a kid do a review on their own on the internet.
Well, we'll do it together, please? Maybe?
Okay, fine. What movie are we going to review together? Well, I've heard of worse ways to end a career. Looks like we're gonna do a positive review of The Boss Baby 2. Next time I'll see you all then.
Not a joke. See you then.
What even is my life these days?